Yep, I called this. Kohberger ran up to the state begging and pleading for a plea deal. His motion to continue was denied. I've been watching all of Ann Taylor's antics. The stalling, complaining, and lack of defense has always made me feel they were buying time in hopes of the prosecution fumbling big time, maybe mishandling evidence, and then she'd file a motion to dismiss with prejudice, of course, so she can get her client off the hook. I mean, doesn't she have children? Why would you want him to be cut loose? Or they were trying to sniff out a little plea deal to try to get the death penalty off the table. And the time was ticking, and nothing was sticking for good old Danny. They had nothing. Remember his bogus alibi? Yeah, it put him right in the area, and he was stargazing. You might as well just said you were there. Your alibi put you at the scene of the crime, my boy. Your alibi makes me say bye-bye. Bri. Do you think this is a good idea for Bryan Kohberger to take the plea? A little food for thought. No one who is innocent would pivot, do a 180, say they're guilty for life without parole. No, told you, he did it. Look at him. He is telling you he did it. I knew it. A lot of us did, and for those that didn't, secondhand embarrassment. Or just grifters. I know a good attorney when I see one. Ann Taylor, she's pretty good. Type A. She's organized. She knows what's going on. The state, I don't even know their name. But I get the sense that they aren't real trial guys. Not a flex. I was not looking forward to hearing them put on this case. The prosecutors for Laken Riley in Georgia and Dan Markell in Florida. Now, they would chomp at the bit to take this sucker to trial. The state of Idaho is lucky that they had all of this evidence against Bryan Kohberger tied up, wrapped up in a bow for them, because man, I would see them at the hearings and they just seemed very lackadaisical, blasé, chilling. I'm not sure I ever really heard them argue effectively or at all. The trial is daunting, and the length of this trial is even more daunting. This is simply just my opinion. I got the vibe they were a little bit lazy. They didn't really want to go to trial. However, they still won. This is still a fabulous result. LWAP? Yeah, that's gotta be hell on earth. Yeah, they get fed 3 times a day, but the food's not good. It's really not good. 3:45 a.m., they hear the clanking of the breakfast trays coming around. Wake up! Time to eat! And the food is no bueno. And they don't serve vegan in prison. Ain't not gonna like that. Did I want the trial? Hell yeah! I want to know all the juicy deets. But thinking about it from the family of the victim's standpoint, move this to Boise. It's gonna be a very long trial. They have to pay for lodging, traveling up there, and taking an enormous amount of time off of work. And I think it would be heartbreaking for them to have to sit through that trial. I personally think this is the most solid outcome for the family. I certainly don't want to speak for them, and I totally understand that some of them want DP. Hell, I want DP for him. And if I were the judge, I would sneak a little note in there and say, okay, no DP, but each family member can visit him twice in his life as he's cuffed, and they can do whatever they want to him as long as he stays alive. Oops, did I say that out loud? It seems fair to me. Now, I think in a couple months, there's a certain family that just might come around and see this was for the best. They don't want to sit through that trial. And they shouldn't have to. He's done enough. I certainly hope the prosecution sat down with all family members before extending this plea offer. It's the right thing to do. They need to be apprised of what's going on, especially with this decision. Now, I'm not saying they make the decision, but they need to be aware. I certainly hope they did that. So what do you do in this situation when one family doesn't want DP and the other one does? That's when you need to weigh all sides. And him admitting to this crime and having him serve life without parole, you don't need to deal with the mess of the trial. That will be super painful. I still believe this outcome is a slam dunk. Judge Hippler, I adore you. You got it. You understood the assignment. You saw right through Ann Taylor's ways. An ethically sound judge is all I ask for. You were clear, concise, and you said what you meant. You are a respectable judge. Thank you. Now, for those wanting all the juicy deets, we'll get them. Once that plea is signed, sealed, delivered, I bet we will start hearing more. But not only that, as I predicted, I have always said, this dude is gonna write a tell-all. Mark my words. Oh, and also mark these words. He's gonna tell us that is blood in his hair. It is. Signing off. Bye-bye, Bri.